What is going on out there, Pete? Oh, there we go. Mic is on the back of my head. Good morning, everyone. Look, let's go ahead and go over some. I want to review something and show you why it is. I swear I got the greatest subscribers, man. I really do. And I'll show you why. But I do want to review something with you and kind of follow up a little bit on what I was saying yesterday on one of my videos. First of all, these look lovely. Wouldn't you like to have one of these 1,000-ounce bars? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Probably is not as much as you probably like to have one of these. Now that's stacking at its highest level right there. That is just looking really sexy there. So anyways, look, before we get into this, you guys know, if you're thinking about buying precious metals, go over and check out our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer here in the United States or in Puerto Rico, and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. You guys know, go check out our friends over there at on YouTube or their web page. That's Wall Street Silver. The links are down below in the description. And also be careful when you guys go to comments. When I comment, you'll see this gray bar, a circle around my name. If I don't, there's no gray circle. These people are scammers. They're frauds. You send them money, they will take it from you. So anybody send you over to WhatsApp, that's not me. Telegram, that's not me. Okay? You guys know we got Pimpy's Investment Chat over here on Facebook. It is a group. It's free to join. Free 99. All right? Come on over there and join us. The link is down below. We do talk about gold, silver, and cryptos, as well as other ideas. A quick peek at the market for the day. Let's just refresh this and see where we are. Man, I was watching Bitcoin starting to go up because, like I said, it was down to 31. Then it started to go up. And then it's starting to go down because this was a $5,000 gain. It looks like it's starting to drop. But I don't know what the hell happened here. On almost every crypto, this happened. So somewhere around, I don't know, 10:30. Yeah. I'm guessing this is East Coast time, but 10:30 this morning, all of a sudden it went from 36,000. It jumped all the way up in a half hour. Is that right? Less than an hour up to, about 2,000. There we go. So, yeah, and then all of a sudden, look at all the gains are almost gone again. I keep thinking that crypto is going to kind of try to come through. But, this could be the accumulation stage is what they call this. So very interesting. But most all the cryptos did the same thing. And not just cryptos, but also something happened with gold that did the same thing around the same, well, not quite at the same time. Was it? So somewhere around 8:30 this morning, gold dropped all the way down to 1,872, and then quickly, within a half hour, it's not a big amount, but in a grander scheme of things, that's a very interesting. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with definitely cryptos and gold and silver, but they definitely responded to something that happened this morning. Probably the jobs report came out and, again, giving everybody hope. But yeah, look at it was jumped up in a positive real quick, but it looks like it's losing all of its gains. It's already going down. I keep thinking if this thing starts to rebound, you might see it get back up to 4,700 or so. So you might want to consider buying on the dip think cost average. If you look at the 52-week average, they're still sitting somewhere about the 50% mark, meaning they lost half their value from the highest point. Again, we look at everything. One of the coins that's funny to watch, of course, is Polkadot. Yeah, it continues to bump up against new highs. Not big ones, but goes up. It comes back down slightly and goes right back up. So Polkadot fighting away, and Hex coin is doing it as well. But look at the difference between the two is 0 cents to 8 cents. It's not much of a difference. So even 1 cent will make this thing move back and forth, in the big way. So for the rest of the coins, though, seem to be 50% or more have been lost from their highs. Okay, so gold still sitting around 1,891, still bouncing back and forth between this level and 1,900. It's not really going nowhere. It's kind of been stagnant for now. Again, and silver still hanging around the $28 level. So it's looking good. I'm curious to see what's happening as we get closer to June 28th. Now, I posted this video saying gold, silver, and cryptos updates. I said, remember 2008. And I asked anybody who was around in 2008 and experienced any kind of loss, if you mind sharing your story, please post down below. And again, this is why I think I have the greatest subscribers, because you guys did share some stories. And it's important because we learned from history. Okay? We learned what others did, what was successful, and what wasn't. So I'm going to go through and read these comments because these people share their stories. And it's important for you to listen because this is the type of thing I'm warning you against. Okay? North Coast, it says, I was one of them. Great job. Then it went to hell. Lost my job. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Lost my home. Went bankrupt. Started over. Precious metal stacker. No credit card. Debt. I am obsessed with silver now. Yeah, you and me both. So, yeah, that's, I think, a lot of people who did not, there's a reason why the super rich have a percentage of their holdings in physical gold and silver. There's a reason for it. They know it protects their wealth. A man with nothing to lose is most dangerous of all. Yep. Pimpy, if your YouTube is going to pester us with ads on your channels that I started seeing, I hope you're at least getting paid for them. No, remember I did that video for you guys showing you that. Because everybody's asking me, what happened to your videos, Pimpy? I said I put them on private. And they were like, why? I said, because I go over to my own channel. When I had the hidden things in front of your eyes still, I would go look on Pimpy's investment channels, look at my videos, and commercials were popping up. And I was like, what the hell? Then I found out that YouTube has something in their writing, some of their agreements are they can continue to make money off your videos even if you're not. And that's why I put all my videos at one time in private, because I was just being pissy. But the problem was a lot of people were watching the older videos. And so, after, more than a handful of them said, hey, what happened to your older videos? I just took them out of being private. Whatever, that's it for now. I'm sure eventually I'll be fine. And waiting for the appeal to come through, I reapplied for monetization. So it should be any moment. Last time I thought about this, it probably took me 6 or 7 months when I first applied for the other channel for them to respond. My guess is it's going to take that long for anybody who's reapplying. So, agree. I lost everything in 2008. At the age of 50, lost my retirement, investments, house, and had to declare bankruptcy. No fun. And still recovering, but stacking silver with any extra. Pimpy is right. Thank Pimpy for all you do. Thank you for taking part. Thank you for participating. Yeah, the one thing I remember in that video I was playing it, the people said, look, if you are, in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, a lot of those people probably had a hard time recovering. Anybody younger than that, at least you're still young enough to hopefully recover from all of that. All right, sounds like David is well on his way to recovering, especially with stacking. So I appreciate you sharing your story. Let me see what it is. I just called Money Metals and was asking about where Stefan and his team are with working with the states to get their laws reversed on taxing and purchases. Purchases. Okay, so where they are on helping legislation. So for those you don't know, I've talked about this. Stefan, who's the CEO of Money Metals. The one thing I love about Money Metals, they're not just retailers. They're not just, helping people make smart investment decisions with gold and silver and not just selling gold and silver. But they also are actively involved with legislation, helping getting laws passed. And if you're interested in learning more about it, if you go to the Money Metals website, just take your cursor, see all these different things you have here. See where it says news and resources right here? You can go over here to Sound Money Index and state laws. And you have other educational things in here I think you guys will really benefit from. But anyways, it goes on here, talks a little bit about, Sound Money Index, everything you need to know. And Sound Money background. And you could go over and look at the Sound Money Index. You could look at the law. So like right here, if you want to know, look at this, man, percentage. So anyways, if you go like this, click it, it gives you a breakdown of information on taxes. Okay? And then you give them a unique score or percentage, I should say. So if you want to see where your state is, there you go. let's see here. Oh, there you go. Explains this grading system down here. See this? So it's really good to go through there and read it. It does help out a lot on getting an idea of where your state stands and what needs to be done. Do you see all this information? So I encourage you guys to go there at Money Metals website and again read some of this, because the more you become informed about your decision making when it comes to your investment, especially when placing your investments, as you should, into precious metals. Like I say, I always recommend 401ks, IRAs, 25-30% of your holdings, just to protect yourself. We're still peeping. Love it. Pimpy, would you talk about platinum's future value? Thank you. I really appreciate your feedback. No problem. So here's the thing on platinum, palladium, and even rhodium. Starting to come down just a little, looks like. So the biggest, I don't want to say all of it is, okay, but we all know that a big chunk of palladium and platinum and rhodium are used to make vehicles. They're in the Cadillac converter. And for those of you who are really smart enough to know how to break those things up, use the right chemicals, and extract these metals out of there, man, I wish I had that kind of knowledge, especially with rhodium being as expensive as it is. So this is just my opinion, okay? Again, the biggest portion of these are commercial uses for palladium, platinum, and rhodium. If I was a holder of palladium, platinum, and rhodium, I'd be concerned about the fact that they're trying to get away from vehicles, gas combustion vehicles. So if that's the case, then you can see where holding on to those particular precious metals might lose a big chunk of their value, because the demand won't be there as much if we all go to electric cars. And if we do go to electric cars, then that's going to cause the value of both copper and silver to really take off. As a matter of fact, we're seeing copper prices just unbelievable. So I think you should be diversified with your precious metals, but right now focused on gold and silver the most. But I think it's great that if you have other metals as well. But, for me, if I'm a huge holder of those metals, I might consider, this is just me personally, trading them over for gold and silver for now, just because I really believe gold and silver are going to outperform those metals in these up and coming, days here, I should say years. So that's just my opinion on there. I mean, there's all kinds of articles out there about this. What I'll do is I'll try to find some and let you guys know what I find. But yeah, these ones, if they're relying mostly on commercial uses, and again, it's not all they do, but if a portion of them, a healthy size portion of them, if its use is on gas vehicles, and they're trying to put us into this green deal where all of our cars are electric, then you can understand there'd be no need for a, whatchamajig, Cadillac converter. Is that what it is? Spacing it right now all of a sudden. But anyways, in other words, the demand for the metal won't be as high, and that means there'll be more of it out on the market. I think the values of them will drop. That's just my opinion, but I'm watching them, and yeah, I really do believe, because people are asking me, you watch what happened to platinum and palladium over the last couple of years. They really shot up as the economy was recovering under Trump. People were feeling good. That household median income increased by a record high of over 4,000. Unemployment was at its lowest levels ever. The poverty level was at its lowest point ever. Wage gaps were at the lowest point ever. So people were feeling good. They started going out and buying vehicles, buying new things. And so the demand for these precious metals obviously reflected that. Once the Rona came, you can understand the demand for this metal might have gone down because of the demand for new cars has declined. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I just, when it comes to those particular metals, it's good to hold them if you have some. But let's just say you have more palladium than gold and silver. Obviously, I can't tell you what to do with your own metals, but if it was just me, I would be looking more towards having more gold and silver than I would any of these other metals, just because I think the future for those particular metals are going to really decline in value, especially if we can't get our butts out there and get back working. As we go into, so these cars I mean, these metals, just so you know, it really depend on what's going on with the economy. So obviously, when the economy is doing good, those metals go up because people feel good. They go out and they buy cars. When the economy is bad, they tend to go down only because the people's are tightening their belts more, is what it is, and they're not into buying new cars. I hope that helps. Lost all in 2008 except what I originally invested. Then they took money in taxes because I pulled the rest out. Invested 30% in the gold, 70 in the silver, just sitting on it. So I pray it all works out for all who's invested in precious metals. Yeah, great move right here. So I was talking about this in a video in 2008. People that had their money invested in the 401ks and the IRAs and stuff like that. So they lost a lot of their money, and whatever was left over, it was like 50% of it. Whatever's left over, a lot of people use that money to survive. And so they end up eating up the rest of their savings. And then plus you had taxes on it because you took it out too early. Yeah, ouchie, ouchie. Pimpy, we lost over 2,000K in an investment in 2008. We sold our house in San Jose back in 2007 for $865,000. Nice. We bought it for $450. Nice gain. Biggest win decision on that, but the loss in the market crash set us back to break even. Yeah. See, that's why now people are like, what are you doing with your home? I'm selling it while the market's hot. I really do see when a crash comes, again, the demand for new houses are going to drop. Right now, they're going, oh, they're sky high. There's huge demand. So, no, actually, what you're not seeing is that there's a lot of these groups that are going out there and buying up a lot of these multi-family units, apartment complexes, quadplex, as many as they can gobble up. So that old saying, the Great Reset, you own nothing and you rent everything. Those are the people gobbling everything up. So it makes a market look good. It's not. What about government confiscation laws on gold and silver and how it could affect your self-directed retirement accounts? Yeah, again, if you don't physically have it, you don't own it. Okay, so as far as direct retirement accounts, well, the great thing about being over here at Money Metals is when you have your direct retirement accounts, they, by law, you can't personally hold the metals, so you're going to have to put it in some type of depository, and that's the vault that's over there with Money Metals. So you have your own segregated vault there. So you still have the metals, it's yours, but it's being held in the vault for you, so you won't lose that. You should be absolutely fine. Yes, we lost our homes and 401ks. I was like 401,000. So you lost your home and your 401ks. We had lived in California at the time. We're now in Texas. Thank God. I'm telling you, man, I was thinking about Texas there for a minute. They got their own energy grid. They got it close to the ports, their own water, their own constitution. So if anything happens to the United States, Texas definitely will be still standing. The Great Reset will force gold and silver prices to go to their true value to pay off the debt. Yeah, I mean, we're listening to we know Basel III is coming up. I'm curious to see what kind of effect it's going to have on precious metals. There's a lot of anticipation on what that might be, so I'm curious to see what happens. So impressed with my purchase from Money Metals Exchange. Thanks, Pimpy. Thank you. I appreciate that. And, they, again, great people to work with. I made out well buying through 2008 crash. However, the dip was temporary. What we are going through now is insane. Bank bailouts aren't sounding like a thing at this time. So, yeah, bank bail-ins are always a threat. Look, there was a practice run in Cyprus, and I did a video saying, lessons from Cyprus. And then they turned around, they took it down. I'm not even kidding you. So unfortunately, but I'll do another one and put it on my other platform so you guys can see. I'll let you know when it's up. But yeah, it's a really hard lesson. Basically, what a bail-in is, for those you don't know, is you wake up one morning and they've taken all the money out of your account. See, you don't know this, but when you put your money in the banking account, you no longer own that money. You agreed when you open up the account to give that to the bank to use for whatever they need. That's right. You don't even control your own money if it's in the bank. So if a bail-in comes, they take the money from everybody because it's being used to help save the banks. Yep. So you move from being a person who has money in a bank account to all of a sudden becoming a shareholder in that bank. And you're thinking, yeah, that might not be bad. No, it's bad. So all the derivatives and people going, well, what about the FDIC? Well, over here, I believe it was 250,000, but I believe it's now 200,000. And that sounds good. If you have more than $200,000 in your bank, you're like, well, cool. I get 200,000 of it back from the insurance. Two things. One, in Cyprus, I believe they had 150,000 FDIC insurance. One lady had $6 million in her bank. Would you feel happy with getting back only $150,000 of your $6 million? No. In addition to that, the government was so nice that they charged them taxes on the insurance. I'm not even kidding. So, it sounds good if you're under 200,000. Now here's the second part to that. You see, the FDIC has a pool where all the money goes that they use to pay out insurance claims. There's not enough money. As a matter of fact, I believe Lynette said the ratio to payout in a bail-in would be there's 1 cent for every $100 that needs to be paid back. You'll get 1 cent out of every $100. First, the derivatives get paid. By the time they get to you, there'll be no money left over. So you're not even protected here by the FDIC. So a bail-in wipes out all your money. Negative interest rate, the whole purpose is to keep you spending and not saving. They don't want you saving money. This is a debt-based economy. If you all start saving, it kills the economy, which is more the reason why we need to go to sound money. Again, come over here, Money Metals, and read about that. I was broke in 2007, but not from market. X really jacked up the books, but I did learn from this misfortune and others. I'm sorry to hear that. My late husband thought it was a good move since it was a 2-acre property on the water in the Hamptons to use a line of equity to actually make a significant portion of our monthly mortgage. Until in 2008, we got a letter that they had shut down the line of credit. We had no way to meet our own doing mortgage. Yeah, yikes. We had a point of desperation and ultimately went on short sale. The land alone cost $700,000. To build the home cost $1.4 million. We short sold for $700,000. Lost all of our equity and our credit went to crap. But those were the days when the banks were handing out money like crazy. And on top of it, yes, we all took a big hit in our 401ks. So guess what's happening now? The bank is handing out money again. And they're encouraging people to do what? Invest in risky assets. Once again, this is the same thing that happened last time. See, so they push you guys towards the riskier assets so they'll use you to help them keep them afloat while they turn around and start investing into safe havens, gold and silver, to name a couple. Yeah, sorry that happened to you. Same here. Got my silver today. It's pretty good. I lost my house and basically my marriage during 2008 collapse. The biggest stress on the marriage is lack of money. A lot was my ex and my fault. Sorry to hear that, Tony. Pimpy 2008 was a nightmare. I'm 70 years old and still working. Need I say more? Don't do crypto, thank God. So, yeah, 70. Man, that's the part about that whole episode that was heartbreaking, was these people who lost everything. You know, they were already either ready to retire or already retired. And once that hit happened to their 401ks or the retirement accounts, they ended up going back to work. So much for the golden days. You know what I mean? You're ready to relax, get up whenever you feel like it, do whatever you feel like, and now you have to turn around and go back to a 9 to 5. And remember, back then, there weren't a whole lot of jobs left over. So even if you had a fancy job that paid a lot of money, the odds are you didn't get that job back and you end up working at like Walmart or something. Pimpy, what do you feel is good stack of gold and silver? Meaning how much gold ounces and how much silver ounces? Great video anyways. So I'm saying if you have the money to do so and you want to invest a big portion of it, I always say do an 80-20 split, 80% silver, 20% gold. You know, it's up to you what you want to do. I remember I used to do the videos and tell everybody, you know, you want at least a minimum of 1,000 ounces of silver and try to get anywhere between 3 to 5 ounces of gold. I have since changed, considering everything that's going on. I say grab as much silver and gold as you could possibly get, as you can afford. You know what I mean? Use discretionary funds. Just be careful. Some retirement accounts doesn't allow it, only if you are no longer with the employer. So, yeah, I heard about this, and I understand there's some type of where you're vested in your company, so therefore they won't let you take the money out. So what I was suggesting was you contact them and see if they will allow you to put it into a self-directed IRA account and see what they say. But yeah, I'm aware some of those type of retirement accounts are out there. See what the alternatives are. Don't be afraid to reach out to your representative, but also keep in mind their job is to keep you into that account as much as possible. But you know, sometimes you'll get an honest person that'll let you know whether yay or nay, and hopefully it's yay. June 28th, Basel III, but they have until June 2022 to clear all the paper stuff out. So it goes in increments, it's in stages. So June 28th is Europeans are first making the move on Basel III, then January 2022 is the UK, and then sometime after that is us and the rest of the world. So I think what they're doing is they're doing it in stages to see what happens. You know what I mean? You don't want to like throw the entire world into this at one time and have some type of shock to the economy. So yeah, they're doing it in stages. Oh, these are my favorite type of people right here. People who jump on here and make comments, they think they got you. Dun, 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 dun. They got you figured out. And they make these types of accusations. Good that you mentioned 2008 crash, thank you. But you forgot to inform your viewers that during the crash, gold lost 35% of its value, silver lost 60%, and the only thing that gained in value by 30% was the US dollar. Don't you think this information is important for people to know? I love this part. It looks to me that purpose of your videos is to make gains from people using your affiliate links. Nothing more. You carefully strip information you believe is not in line with your agenda, leaving only what you want people to hear. Obviously, this person has not been a subscriber. Well, I appreciate the comment. Here's the thing. Anybody that's listening to my videos know I deliver all news, good, bad, or ugly. There's nothing stripped in here. I'm aware of this drop, but the thing is, it's so insignificant to the bigger portion of what happened in 2008 when people lost everything. So if you have a 401k or an IRA and you lost it all of it, you can't compare that to a dip in precious metals. And yes, there was a loss in precious metals. But see there, Al Diablo, let me point something out about that. This is gold. This is the history of it. 2008, yeah, it was up here. 972. You can see down below, see that little black box? It says March 9, 2008. So 998, there you go. Then it drops all the way down here by October to 785. Somewhere around, I believe it's a 24-25% loss. I think that's close enough. Okay? So in a couple of months, it lost like about a quarter of its value. But here's the thing. Is that right? So only in a couple of months it regained. Did that happen to 401ks? No. See, that's what I'm talking about. The 401ks lost everything. People today are still suffering from it. So sure, it took a dip, but it regained real quick. And not only that, look at this. It kept going up and up. Came back down a little bit. Now we're going up and up. So sure, precious metals did take a dip. In all fairness, I'll put that out there. But to me, I saw what happened. And it wasn't that big of a deal. And the dip only lasted for a couple months. So 401ks and retirement, you lost forever versus a tiny dip that lasted only a couple months for precious metals. Do you see the difference? That's gold. Silver, on the other hand, here we are in 2008 around the same time. It's $20.57. It did drop all the way down to about $9.29. So you're looking at, was it a 55% loss? Is that right? Yeah, 55% loss within a couple of months. Silver didn't start to recover, but for a couple of years. And then it went all the way up like a bat out of hell. Now, this is during the time, right around the little crash in 2008. It spiked up really high and then dropped back down. So the thing is, the point I'm trying to make is, sure was here, and you're absolutely right, Al Diablo. And there it goes. It dropped down. Over a couple months, it lost a big portion of its value. So I told you when it comes to gold and silver, silver acts like the sporadic child that's all hyped up on sugar. It shoots up really quick and also comes down in value really quick. Unlike silver, who slowly goes up and slowly comes down. But the reason why I'm saying buy silver now and pay attention to the ratio is because silver does outperform gold. And then when it gets to its peak, you make your swap. Okay? So yes, people, there was a dip. I wasn't hiding anything from you like that person suggests. And I don't have affiliates links. I work with precious metals. I work with money metals, and I've disclosed to everybody on multiple occasions what our arrangement is because I have nothing to hide. Total transparency. So I love how these people go, you're only saying this just because. Nope. Anybody that's been a subscriber with me knows that I talk about all the news, good, bad, or ugly. And the only reason why I didn't talk about this, and it's funny how you only picked out this negative part, but then somehow magically left out the important part, that after a couple of months, it regained its value back. So see how we could go back and forth doing this? It's just ridiculous. The reason why I didn't bring it up is because it was insignificant. In the other video, I told you that that's possible. You'll see a dip with gold and silver along with the other things in the very beginning, but not to panic because it would shortly recover, quickly recover, as a matter of fact. So thank you, Al Diablo, for bringing that up. Pimpy, I think you're a member of the Dinar Guru group. Your many statements I had seen there. So there are these websites, you guys, and what they do is they take my videos and they apparently write them down or type them down or do whatever it is they do. Then they post them in these groups. I do not post these things in the group. I know they're under my name. I'm aware of it. All they're doing is just taking the stuff I say in my videos and just putting it to writing so people can read articles. And I know it has my name on there. And here's the other kicker. There's I think it's 27 different social media platforms out there that have my name, Pimpy's Investment Chat, on. I'm on maybe 5. So that's let you know. I'm not on Bitcoin, although I'm on there, but I'm not on there. I didn't put myself on there. So just be careful with that. So, yeah, I'm aware there's, I'm in groups. It says, anyways, it says, your many statements I had seen there. Okay. But one thing I didn't understand, Dinar Gurus and you, no such difference. They are also given hope, or they are earned from their website. Wait, what? Understand Dinar Gurus. So you're trying to say there's no difference between me and Dinar Gurus because all we're doing is also giving up hopes and they earn from their websites. That's why they are always give positive news examples. We are getting close to next Sunday. We will exchange or IQD. We almost just finished it, etc. Well, Heron, here's the thing. You obviously have not been a subscriber. Well, once again, even when I talk about the IQD, I give the news, good, bad, or ugly. I don't do dates. I don't do rates. So, and there's no money off websites. So I don't know which website. If there are other gurus out there. Yeah, I get it. They have like these special groups and you pay money for it. You know, I used to knock them, but now I understand. I mean, they might not be there for the same reason why I might have to go in that direction. You know, it's just, I understand that some of these people have been doing this for a long time. I get it, but I don't do dates. I don't do rates, and I definitely don't go around pumping hopium in your butt. I give you guys the news, good, bad, or ugly. It's just my perception of what the news is. I share my opinion. I didn't really have anything to lose in 2008 because I had already been wiped out in 2002. What? I really didn't have anything to lose. Okay. So, oh, duh. For some reason, I was saying 2020 and 2021. I was like, wait, doesn't this come before? Okay, gotcha. So 2008, you didn't have anything really to lose, but in 2000, 2001, you were wiped out. Haven't found your channel this year. I pulled what I had in my 401ks and invested it elsewhere. There was not much in there, but combined with stacking, every time I get a few extra dollars, I've managed to stack a small nest egg. Nice. That's what I like to hear. I will be eligible for full retirement this year, but I think I will keep on working. Again, although I've not heard from her in a little while, I was telling you guys that, I had somebody in the comments going, oh, this is how the rich get rich, the poor get poor. And I was making suggestions, like you have yard sales, do something. I always joked about the treadmill that's used as a personal hanger to dry clothes on, stuff like that. And so a lady that's a subscriber was complaining, but she turned around and took a part-time job. She said her first few days she was tired, she was exhausted. But her first job paid for all her bills, but had very little left over. Okay? And she had no retirement whatsoever. Nothing in savings. Zero. As a matter of fact, there's a good portion of my subscribers who've never even invested or even had a savings before until they started stacking silver and gold. So she took the part-time job, and when her first check came, she said she was really excited because she knew every part of that money she can spend on precious metals. And when she first got her metals in the mail, she felt really excited. She liked to look at the coins. She holds them all the time. And for those of you who know what she's talking about, we do the same thing. And unlike our boy Gregory, who rubs it all over his body, that was the greatest. Oh my God, Zip Your Lib had the greatest joke too. So, yeah. So what happened was that ended up motivating her. She said her first job became boring and she got excited about getting to the second job. Now, this has been going on for several months now, and I'm curious because I think the last time I talked to her, she was close to 2,000 ounces that she had saved already in silver. So that was a while ago. I don't know where she is now, but the fact that she's saying that second job, absolutely, positively, 100%, all her money went to precious metals. And even though it was exhausting for her in the beginning, she's motivated by that now. And I'm not still sure if she's doing it. So if she's out there and she hears this, I'm curious to see. Let us know in the comments because I'm not that it's our business, but I'm curious at where you are with your stack because that's pretty good. See, so you will find if there's a will, there's a way. You'll find a way to come up with extra funds, whether you're recycling cans like Monica and her 3 kids. Skeet, skeet, skeet. I haven't said that in a while. The kids, I think the last time I spoke to them, they were just above 100 ounces. And these are kids. They're collecting aluminum cans. They do that every day, run around and collecting them. And, they get a joy out of it. But the mothers learn to, teach them. They're really young, but it's a good time. But to teach them importance of, earning and saving. So the kids go out and earn, they do their chores, they do their homework, they do good in school. She used that as a tool to motivate them. Then she got them out there. They run and do the dumpster diving and find cans anywhere. And now they got their neighbors helping them out with aluminum cans, which is, now see, that's networking and that's really slick. So you teach your kids to do that. And you got your neighbors saving aluminum cans free and you take them in and they're flipping it right into silver is what they're doing. So she's a great job. She took that opportunity to teach the kids some really valuable lessons. But the biggest one is, when you get your money, just don't go spend it on video games or crap. Invest it into something so that you have something coming back to you later on. So I was happy about that. Pimpy should listen to Bo Pony. I'll check him out, see what's up. Some other videos was saying, someone in the other video was saying that there's no gold left to back the dollar. The previous president wiped us out. The dollar is going to crash. The previous presidents. There's rumors. There is rumors out there about whether or not the United States still has its gold. The rumor is we don't have any. Stephen was saying, I believe it is Senator Mooney has put forth a bill to do an audit. There hasn't been an audit of our gold in like 40 years. So there are lots of rumors as to whether or not it's still there, but it'd be good to know. So, if that might be the reason why, well, on top of the fact that going to the gold standard restricts the power and the spending of the government. So, yeah, it's a concern. I mean, the rumors, I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, I'd be curious to see. I'd love to have an audit. 2008, 2009 was bad here in North Carolina because I worked for a Hands brand for 23 years. When the stock market hit in 2008, it hit us hard in our 401ks. Then in February 2009, the company shut down and went to Mexico. So you see, you guys, try to learn from these experience people had in the past. This is why I'm grateful. I have such great subscribers sharing your stories. So I'm really grateful for that. Thank you. You can feel the manipulation with cryptocurrencies right now. Price discovery is not leading the way. In my opinion, the market cap is so small and the powers that be involved have the money and do not have good intentions for humanity. As a matter of fact, they don't give a crap. They never did. Okay. Hey, Pimpy, if BTC is no good, why did El Salvador make BTC legal tender? They're just the first country to do this. I didn't say Bitcoin was no good. And why did they? Well, they chose to. But we are talking about a very corrupt, extremely corrupt president, leader. So who knows what his intentions are with Bitcoin. They're under all kinds of sanctions. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Bitcoin allows them to circumvent as much of these sanctions as possible. Is that why they went to Bitcoin, I wonder? So, yeah, I get that, you guys. And those who don't know, yeah, El Salvador is the first country to legally use Bitcoin as a legal tender. So, yeah, that's great. Once again, people are going, yay, see, Bitcoin, great, yay. So I never said that they were no good. What I was saying is just don't trust them. And just because a country turns around and uses it as a legal tender doesn't increase my trust. Now we're starting to put that in their control. Anything that the government controls, you have to really question. When has the government ever managed anything successfully? Let that sink in. Chill, people, Trump will be back in office. Okay, and everybody wanting to know when. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors about that going around. How I didn't help to it because I told you what my friend said, and I want to know what he knows, if he knows anything at all. But again, these are just rumors for now. So I wanted just to follow up on these comments because I asked you guys to make them. If you wouldn't mind sharing your stories, and you came and you did. Again, this is why I think I have the greatest subscribers. I want to take this time to thank those individuals who did come down and share those stories. It's important. This is how we have dialogue. This is how people, they learn. Hopefully people will learn from this. So you guys, you're listening to people that had 401ks. You know what I mean? IRAs, retirement, stocks, stocks. You know what I mean? Once the market crashes, you lose a huge portion. The crash in 2008, people lost like 50% or more of their retirement. So don't put yourself in that same position. I would hate to see that. Especially if you're already older and you're retired. Moving your money into precious metals. And you don't have to do it all. It's just my opinion. 25, 30% doesn't hurt. So if the market doesn't crash, you still have it there. The gold and silver isn't going anywhere. And the, your 401ks and retirement, you're still getting your money from. At any time, you can sell the gold and silver. But if it does crash, you will have the gold and silver there to protect you. And although El Diablo's right, there was a setback in 2008. It lost a portion of its value. Don't panic. I said this in the video. It wouldn't be surprising if a market crash happened. And why does this, in your opinion, why do you think the value drops? I'll tell you. Everybody's holding. You're up here, you're holding. The market crashes, you lose your money, and then guess what happens? Guess what you're forced to do? Yep. Sell your precious metals. And when you sell your precious metals, it floods the market. And when you flood the market, what happens to the value of precious metals? It drops. Pink. See? This was a temporary. Diablo's right. They did lose their value, but I wasn't leaving that out because I wanted to just give you good news and push you to affiliates. No. I was sending people to other gold and silver places when I had no affiliation. So this isn't just because I've been talking about gold and silver now since 2018, before I even had my YouTube channel. I'm grateful to God for my relationship with money metals. I really am. But I already told everybody and disclosed to them what my arrangement was. That's the thing about me. I'm transparent, sometimes too transparent. So, yes, there was a dip, you guys. And I told you why. People end up selling their precious metals and it ends up dropping. Here's a lesson you can learn from this. When this happens again, and it will, if people lose their money, lose their retirements, and don't have anything, a safe haven, nest egg, when you go to sell your precious metals, or when people go to sell their precious metals, some of you will be in a position to buy these at a lower rate and then watch them go back up again. So you see gold did that. Silver did. I told you, like spastic, to go up real quick and come down and then turn around and recover. See? So this would, you just sit there and you go, okay, just hold, it goes up. When it starts to drop, don't panic. Just go, I'm holding this. Unless you have no other choice. Do not part with your precious metals. Wait, I don't care if they go down to $1, hold on to them, because it isn't going to take long for them to recover. So if you have it's here at $20 and it dropped all the way down here to $9, that's a pretty big chunk. Hang tight, buy on the dip, especially here, buy a lot more, especially when they're 50% of what your cost was, 55% or so. And just hang tight and let them go back up again. Okay? So the whole thing about precious metals is you really just want to hold them and don't ever spend them unless you have no choice. The gold is to protect your wealth. The silver is for barterability if you need it, but it also will help if you want to trade. I mean, lots of people are doing it. I told you, I paid my roofer guy in precious metals. I thought I was negotiating good. He wanted something like $14,000 for the roof. I gave him like $12,000 or so in precious metals, thinking, yeah, I got a good deal. And then since that time, the precious metals have gone up enough to where now he's got more than $14,000 in value in the coins. So I was like, dang. No, that's good for him. The funny thing is now he wants to do other things, but instead of getting paid money, he wants the precious metals. So yeah, you guys just be aware of this. This happens. But don't panic. You just hang on to them is what you do. And buy on the dip. Grab big time here. So when is this? This is around, when is this? Yeah, also, this is 2008. Is this right? No, I'm thinking of something different. 1980s, I think, the brother issue. It's not on a chart. Okay, so anyways, you guys, that's it for now. Look, again, I want to thank those people who shared their stories. And for the rest of you, I hope you learned something from this. I hope you understand. I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass despite what Diablo thinks. I'm telling you for a purpose. Again, if all I got out of this in the end was I found out a lot of people were able to benefit from this information, I would be more than grateful for that. Okay? So, learn. Hopefully you guys gained something from this. Hopefully you guys gained something from the stories that were shared with you. So that's it for now, you guys. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel. And I surely do appreciate it. That's it for now. I'm out.